Hey guys, it is Arika Misha, and today I'm doing a meal prep video for you guys. I was just thinking, girl, you need to do your meal prep video. So, cause I almost forgot. But anyway, let's get into it. Today we will be meal prepping pork steak. Now, the pork steak isn't a popular meat. Not a lot of people know about pork steak. Not a lot of people use pork steak. Basically, it is what it is, a pork steak. Instead of a regular beef steak kind of thing, it's a steak pork style, made of pork. Alright, so I've got my pork steaks all cleaned up. Give y'all a close-up on that pork steak. It's like a big pork chop, really. But it's like, you know, cut steak style. Now, because it's not the, you know, like a steak, these are not expensive. I used to be able to get a 2-pack at Publix for about $5. But y'all know, prices have gone up. So now 2-pack's gonna run you about $12 or $15. Hey, don't ask me. That's just what's going on now. But of course y'all know, if y'all saw my haul, I got these on sale at Publix. So I did get my 2 for $5 and some change. Gotta save your money, gotta keep your coins. So let's get into our meal prep video. I've got my pork steak. I've got some oil here. Let me see. This is canola oil. Yes, this is canola oil I have over here in my little heart measuring cup. Little canola oil. I've got some Simply Organic smoked paprika. I've got some Simply Organic onion powder. I've got some Lawry's garlic salt. Alright, I've got some pepper, black pepper, ground pepper, you know, a little grinder on there. I've got some Badia with complete seasoning. Badia with complete. And last but not least, I've got some salt. As you can see, like, this is a salt container that ran out of salt, so I just got the big salt and I just replaced it, and I wrote salt on it. Anyway, y'all, okay, so let's get into seasoning our meat. This is my bowl I'm going to be storing it in. I like meal prepping my meats a day or two ahead so that the meat can soak in all that goodness and all those herbs and spices and all that goodness. Just my opinion, makes your meat taste better. Alright, so let's go ahead, guys. Like I said, I got my pork steaks all cleaned up. And I've got them sitting here on my cutting board. You guys can see that. Alright, I've got 4 here. I'm going to go ahead and move these 2 out of our way so I can work with 2 at a time. Got them flat on our cutting board. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle just a little oil. Just a little bit of our canola oil. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to rub that into my meat. I like putting the oil on my meat so that my seasons stick to my meat, you know. And of course, it helps your meat cook well. And I'm not going to tell you guys how I'm cooking these. You'll have to come back and see how I'm going to be cooking these. Yep. And I just kind of oil them up. Give them a nice oil bath and massage. I call it a massage. Yep, get them all nice and oiled up. Rub that oil in. Yep. Make sure you get the sides of your meat. Give them a nice little massage there. Alright, let me wash my hands real quick. And then we'll get into seasoning. Alright. Okay, now one thing about me, I don't over season. I don't over season my meat. I just, oh, there goes the dryer. Y'all know how it is. We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're washing clothes, we're doing a million things at once. So that was the dryer. Okay, let me move this out of the way until I'm ready to use that. So, now one thing about me, I don't like using 10, 20 different seasons. Me personally, I'm just showing you guys what I do. This is my channel, just showing you what I do. What other people do, that's their business. Just showing y'all what I do. Y'all know this is a no judgment zone over here. So I'm gonna add a little paprika. Just sprinkle a little paprika across the top like that. Remember, we're gonna season both sides, so we don't need to do too much. All right, we got that paprika going. We got that onion powder going. Just a nice thin layer, you know. Get that garlic salt going. Let's get that ground black pepper going. I just go across it once with that black pepper. Just get that body of it complete going. Okay. You guys can see. Okay, good. Yep. All right, let's get our salt going. Just a nice thin layer. You know, because by the time I add all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons, that's quite a bit of seasons. You know what I mean? So that's plenty for me. And I just go ahead and just rub it in like that. I just do a nice quick rub. Rub it on my meat, rub it on my sides. Just rub it in there real good. Get a nice massage so it gets soaked into that meat. Nice little massage. There you go. All right, let's flip our meat over. Okay. Wash my hands real quick. All right, and we're gonna do the other side the same way. The same way. I'm telling you, it's important how you meal prep your meat. It's important to me, you know, because I season my meat and get it all marinated and let it sit for a day or two. I'm telling you, just makes your meat taste so good, so much better, because it gives your meat time to soak in all those seasons and all those flavors. That's what you want. All right, getting all our seasons on here, nice little thin layer. Just go across it once with that black pepper. And last, our paprika. Gotta have the paprika, I'm telling you. You gotta have the basic. You gotta have the onion, the garlic, and paprika. I mean, those are the must-haves when I season meat. Gotta have those. I'm gonna put a little extra paprika on this side. Okay, and we're just gonna rub it in on this side too. We're gonna make sure we get in the side of our meats and those little cracks. I'll make sure. Just massage it in just like that. Yep. Massage our meat. Make sure we get in our sides. Yep. Give y'all a nice good look at that meat. Nicely seasoned meat, and that's gonna marinate for a day or two. These particular pork steaks, I'm gonna marinate these for 2 days. Now your raw meat, you don't want that sitting in your refrigerator no more than 2 days. That you're pushing it. I don't do it. I don't. The most I leave my meat in the refrigerator is 2 days. And on top of that, when I put it in the refrigerator, I put it in the coldest spot in my refrigerator. That bottom, back, right, and left corner in the bottom of my refrigerator. Oh yeah. That is the really cold spot in my refrigerator. So that's why I put the meat. So it keeps it nice and cold for me. Alright, let me wash my hands again. Gotta keep washing my hands because I get all that season, you know, from rubbing it in. Okay, so we got those two in our bowl. Got those two in our bowl right here. Move that bowl out of our way. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the same thing to our other two. And one thing I like about a pork steak is, you know, it's not like a regular steak, you know. It's not going to give you tough when it gets cold. You know what I mean? Pork steak isn't going to do that because, you know, it's pork. So it's like a pork chop. That's pretty much, it's like a big pork chop. And I like that the meat is juicy no matter how you fix it, however you cook it, bake it. You can pan fry it, however you choose to do it. That's one thing I love about a pork steak. It's juicy. I don't have to worry about when it gets cold. It's going to get all tough like a regular steak. You don't get that with a pork steak. You don't get that. You do not get that. You get the juiciness every time. And there's so many ways you can cook a pork steak. You can pan fry it. Oh, forgot my oil. It's okay. I can still add it now. It doesn't matter. I got oil now. You can pan fry your pork steak. You can oven bake it. I mean, you can actually fry it like you fry chicken. You can do that. There's so many ways you can grill it with some onions and peppers. So many ways you can do it. You can also grill it in the oven, put it in the oven, and put like some cream of mushroom soup over it. I mean, there's so many ways you can cook pork steak. I mean, pork steak. So there's so many ways. Let me wash my hands again. A lot of washing of the hands because I have to touch my seasons. So I gotta make sure my hands are clean. Yeah, so all right, so here we go. Other side, let's not forget our oil on this other side. Making sure we drizzle enough oil to coat our whole entire pork steak. Yep, and that was 1/4 cup of oil that I end up using, you know, just to do all 4. And as you guys can see, the pork steaks, these are really large. And of course, you can cut them. You can like cut it here. You can cut it into 4, like, you know, 2 pieces each. So these 4 pork steaks will easy feed a family of 4 or 5. Easy. You know, so, and that's just 2 pork steaks at $5. So you can definitely, it's a very inexpensive meal. It's not expensive. Pork steak is not expensive. Well, it has gone up a little bit in price, but I'd rather pay $12 for 2 large pork steaks instead of, I'm gonna put a little bit more paprika on here, just a little bit. I don't know if I put any on here or not. It doesn't look like I did. But like I was saying, I'd rather pay $12 for 2 large pork steaks that I can cut into 2s, you know, and feed 4 off of it instead of paying $25 just for 1 steak. So like I said, it is a more cheaper meat. And a lot of people, you know, when I mention pork steak to people, they're like, what? Like, some people don't know that there is such a thing as pork steak. So definitely check your store, your local store, your meat market. I mean, they have it at the meat market too, of course. So make sure you're checking that out. Giving y'all another look at that. Isn't that delicious? Yummy. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Alright, gonna give it one last massage, one last pat. Alright, let me get this cutting board out of the way. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick for like the 100th time. Alright, and then I'm gonna show you guys the end results. Let's get our foundation wipe down here. I'll get all those tops on later. Show you guys the end results. Now what you can also do, depending on how you're cooking it, if you're going to be grilling in the oven or whatever, you can get some cut up onions and just throw them in there so they can be sitting on top. Or you can put them, normally I'll put them in between the pork chops. That way that onion can marinate with the meat as well. You could do that if you're going to pan fry them, or if you're going to oven grill them, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, let me show you guys. Those pork steaks look delicious. And that's it, guys. So easy. It's a quick, easy meal prep. Like I said, make sure you guys come back and see what I'm going to be cooking with the pork steaks. Y'all got to come back and see what I'm going to be cooking. And yeah, these are going in the refrigerator for 2 days. A day and a half, really, because it's later on in the day. So it's going to be a day and a half in the refrigerator. So they're going to be ready, nice and ready for me. Alright guys, this is Arika Misha. Don't forget to come back and watch and see what I'm going to cook with the pork steaks. See how I'm going to cook them. and what I'm going to cook with them. Don't forget to go in that description box, guys. Click on that link to my second channel. That is my spiritual journey over there. Just talking about my life, living for God, things that I've gone through, things that I'm going through. So if you guys are interested in that, click on that link in the description box. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.